Hey everyone, this is Alan from EV News, and I'd like to start off today's video by saying congratulations to Romeo Power and Paccar on their strategic partnership. This is huge news for Romeo Power, and man, did that reflect in the stock market price. It was a much needed boost for a stock that has experienced a huge dip, and I'll get into those reasons why a little later. What I'm going to be doing today is going over the actual partnership and outlining some of the details, and then giving you both sides of the argument. Should you be buying Romeo Power right now, or should you be a bear? I'd like to ask you guys to go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Let's get into this video. Let's get into the partnership. Now, Romeo Power will be supplying their electric battery packs for Peterbilt's 579 model as well as the 520 model. Now, although this partnership has yet to announce any specifics, so there's no number on how many battery packs will be distributed, they did in fact let us know that it will not happen until after 2021. And that is the big bearish argument about this partnership, is that there will be nothing in this year here in 2021. Now, the bullish argument is that this partnership is until 2025, and that Paccar is actually going to become a minority shareholder of Romeo Power, and that is the huge argument moving forward. Having the backing and the support of a well-established company is huge for someone like Romeo Power. A startup company that has the backing of a powerhouse like Paccar, that's huge. Now, because I'm EV News and I love all things EV, I want to start off with the bullish arguments for Romeo Power. So let's get into them. Now, this partnership with Paccar is not the first partnership that Romeo Power has announced. And in fact, in Q4 of 2020, they did announce a strategic partnership with Lion Electric worth $234 million. And this is huge because Lion Electric is looking to become the leaders in North America for not only trucks, but also for school buses. Now, another big bullish argument is that Romeo Power, as of the end of 2020, they had around $346 million worth of proceeds to fund future growth. And the cash that they had available at the end of 2020 was $292 million. So huge news there. Another bullish argument is that I really like their CEO, Lionel Selwell Jr. I think he's a really great guy to lead this company. And I do like at the end of his earnings call how he's ended up saying that he loves all the employees that work with Romeo Power and that they're going to be doing great things moving forward. And I do honestly believe that any battery company moving forward is going to be doing great things as this EV revolution continues. Another thing I'd like to add to the bullish argument is that two analysts have come out and have announced that Romeo Power is a buy. One has given it a price target of $18 per share, and the other one is BTIG, who had originally given Romeo Power a price target of 40. They've lowered it to 30, but they're still sticking to their guns and determining that Romeo Power is in fact a buy. Now let's get into the bearish arguments for Romeo Power, which I find to be quite substantial when you compare it to the bullish arguments. Now, what we need to do is remember why Romeo Power's stock price was actually at $8 per share before it made this huge run on the announcement of the partnership with Paccar. It grew almost 70% in one day and ended up closing almost 60% in growth in one trading session, which is quite impressive for a company that has honestly had some pretty negative and bearish news in the past. The reason why the stock price was sitting at $8 per share is because Romeo Power had a quite disappointing earnings call on March 30th of 2021. During this earnings call, it was announced that they only generated $9 million in revenue in 2020. Their anticipated and expected revenue was $11 million. Now let's stop and think about that for just 1 second. They only generated $9 million in revenue in 2020. There are other battery manufacturing companies out there that have already generated over $100 million in 2020 alone. And those companies are looking to double that in 2021. Now, for 2021, Romeo Power anticipated generating $140 million in revenue. But during their earnings call, they had to adjust that number to somewhere between 18 million to 40 million. Let me repeat that. They anticipated bringing in $140 million, and now they have to adjust that to somewhere between 18 million and 40 million. That is a huge drop. And during that earnings call, that's exactly what we saw in the stock price. It dropped from double digits to $8, around $8 per share, not giving much confidence and much faith in Romeo Power. And in fact, up until the partnership with Paccar, I had been reading that people were talking about this company going out of business, going bankrupt, being a scam, things like this, which I never thought that. I don't ever think that about companies. Of course, I believe in leadership. I believe in the EV industry. But this is something that you need to take into account. And with this Paccar partnership not beginning until after 2021, what other revenue are they going to be bringing in here in the year of 2021? Those are questions that you need to ask yourself before you invest into this company. Nothing has changed except for adding a new partnership and having Paccar as a minority shareholder with Romeo Power. Now, another bearish argument for Romeo Power, but a bullish statement for the overall EV industry, is that as this demand for battery technology is on the rise and this global effort to push for the electrification of our transportation is also on the rise, the supply for the raw materials needed in the batteries are in short supply. And that does pose a question. Would it be better to invest into mining stocks such as lithium, graphite, nickel, or even like the rare earth minerals than buying a stock like Romeo Power? Now, because of the short supply, this is putting a huge constraint on Romeo Power and other battery manufacturing companies. And because of this, it's causing a significant shortfall for these companies. And that is the reason why Romeo Power had to lower their anticipated $140 million in revenue that they were hoping to make this year in 2021 down to about anywhere between 18 to $40 million. So these are things that you need to keep in mind. Would it be better to invest maybe in like a lithium company moving forward, maybe one that has huge potential? If you know me, I am all about diversifying across the EV industry, and I believe having a mining stock like Lithium Americas or having something in lithium is a huge opportunity to take advantage of the short supply. So that sums up the video here today on whether you should buy Romeo Power or whether you should be a bear. Is this Paccar partnership plus the partnership that they have with Lion Electric and the cash they have on hand, is it enough to push Romeo Power's stock price up in this year of 2021? Or are the bearish arguments just too strong that they did not reach expectations in 2020 and they had to lower expectations here in 2021, plus the low supply of the raw materials? I want to hear from you guys down below in the comments. What do you think? Do you anticipate huge growth, or do you anticipate a dip, or do you believe maybe that this will just barcode and trade sideways for the rest of the year? As always, I like to be 100% transparent in the holdings that I have in my EV portfolio, and as of right now, I do not have any shares in Romeo Power, and I do not see myself buying Romeo Power anytime soon. I would like to revisit Romeo Power in Q4 of 2021 and see what the developments are, and hopefully once we have a little bit more information released from that Paccar partnership, and hopefully further developments with that partnership with Lion Electric. I do not want to discourage any shareholders or people who really love Romeo Power. If you believe in those companies, like I believe in a lot of other startups in the EV industry, I encourage you to hold. As always, do your own due diligence. Know what you own. This is Alan from EV News, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Talk to you guys later. Let's go.